Warning to the Whitebridge community, concerns about board control and transparency. Dear neighbours, as active members of the Whitebridge Condominium Association, it's important that we remain vigilant about the integrity and transparency of our board of directors. Recent developments concerning the appointment of Diane to the board and ongoing actions by Gloria raise serious concerns about the future of our community's governance. Below, I outline several critical facts and concerns that need to be addressed by the community immediately. Gloria's continued influence despite resignation. As many of you know, Gloria has resigned as president after 20 years of leading the board. However, it appears she has not relinquished her influence. Gloria has appointed Diane, a long-time associate and ally, to take her place on the board. This is concerning because Gloria may continue to control decision-making from afar, despite moving to Arizona. Evidence suggests that she still holds significant sway over key operations. Gloria has made decisions without community input, including appointing a management company. As outlined in the recent newsletter, Gloria introduced a management company for the condominium, effectively reversing our decision to remain self-managed, which was agreed upon 2 years ago. The community did not vote on this change, yet it was unilaterally decided. Maintaining control over financial software tops. There are concerns that Gloria and the software trainer she is connected to in Arizona may still have access to the management and financial software tops used to handle Whitebridge's finances. This poses a significant risk to transparency and financial oversight. If Gloria retains access to this software, she could potentially monitor or influence board operations from Arizona, bypassing the authority of current board members. Diane's role and allegiance to Gloria. Diane's appointment to the board is another troubling aspect. Diane has a history of supporting Gloria's decisions, even when they were detrimental to the community. Based on her actions and statements, it is evident that Diane shares Gloria's top-down leadership style, which has often excluded community input and raised concerns about transparency. Here are some direct quotes from Diane in communication with residents that reflect her mindset. Residents are followers. Some are not educated, some are not street smart, some are lazy, and some just don't give a shit *T. Why do you think I resigned off the board twice? We're dealing with some weak residents who can't see past their fear. That is the tyrant playbook. We have to reach residents like Eileen and Anita types. These statements show a dismissive attitude toward the community, implying that some residents aren't worthy of engaging with or involving in the decision-making process. Do we want a board member who thinks of our community this way? Diane also shared her thoughts on the integrity of our elections, saying, "The voting process is a problem. Whoever is collecting the ballots can discard them just as easily, and no one would ever know the difference." This statement is concerning, especially given the board's broad discretion over accepting or rejecting proxies. If Diane continues to hold such opinions while serving on the board, we may see further erosion of trust in our elections and governance processes. The current system of proxy voting and the board's discretion in determining the validity of proxies opens the door to potential manipulation. Diane's own admission that the voting process is flawed, combined with her position on the board, suggests that we may not be getting fair representation. With Gloria's influence still looming, there's a strong possibility that elections and board decisions could be manipulated to maintain power rather than serve the community's interests. The lack of transparency is further highlighted by the imposition of the management company without a vote. Why was this decision made without the community's input? What interest does this new management company serve, and why wasn't it discussed openly? With the introduction of a new management company, we need to be especially cautious about how our finances are being handled. Gloria's past management decisions have led to repeated changes in management companies, leaving the community with instability and mistrust. Additionally, The potential lingering access to top software by Gloria or her allies raises serious questions about who is managing our funds and how transparent that process is. The community must take swift and decisive action to ensure that Whitebridge is governed fairly and transparently. First, we need to demand a full audit of the management software, TOPS. We must ensure that only current board members and authorized personnel have access to the financial and management systems. Any lingering access by Gloria or outside parties should be revoked immediately. Second, we must hold Diane accountable. Diane's appointment to the board should be reconsidered based on her clear allegiance to Gloria and her disparaging views of the community. The community should call for a special meeting to discuss her role and whether she is fit to serve. Third, we need to re-evaluate the appointment of the management company. The introduction of a management company should be put to a community vote. The board cannot be allowed to unilaterally impose such changes without input from the residents. Fourth, we must enforce voting integrity. The proxy voting process needs reform. Proxies should be handled transparently and all votes should be counted in a fair and impartial manner. Any efforts to manipulate or discard proxies must be stopped. Finally, we need to insist on transparency in board decisions. Every major decision made by the board should be put to a vote or discussed in open meetings. We need to ensure that the board serves the interests of the community, not the personal agendas of a few. Whitebridge is at a crossroads. The actions of Gloria and her allies like Diane threaten to undermine the principles of fairness and transparency that should guide our community. We cannot allow a small group of individuals to control our future from behind the scenes. Please take these concerns seriously and let's work together to protect the integrity of our association. Sincerely, a concerned resident.